There is generally an accepted view that humans are moral agents. This means that we are able to make moral decisions based on our idea of right and wrong. Therefore, we are held accountable for those actions. We make decisions every day. Some decisions are simple and some are complex. Nevertheless, we tend to praise someone's actions when the consequences are morally good, or blame them when the consequences are deemed morally bad. In Thomas Nagel's argument, the philosopher states that humans never have full control of situations, actions, or outcomes of events, even though in the generally accepted view, humans are held morally responsible when they know exactly what they are doing and completely understand the possible outcomes of his or her actions. Yet, we do not judge someone as morally responsible for an action if he or she has no control over what he or she is doing. For example, involuntary movements, being physically forced to do something, or being ignorant of the outcome. This begs the question of how we can judge humans as being responsible for morally good or morally bad actions, when the events and their outcomes are completely out of the human's control. Using the 4 problems of moral luck, Thomas Nagel proves that we cannot be held morally responsible for our actions. In this video, we will explain the 4 problems of moral luck, which are resultant luck, circumstantial luck, constitutive luck, and lastly, causal luck. Hermione, that was so awful of Quirrell to set that troll loose on you during our first year. You could have been killed. Haha, good thing I saved your life. Hermione! Wingardium Leviosa.
Wow. Ron, you're no hero. You got the story completely wrong. It was just a coincidence that Hermione was there, but Quirrell never meant to hurt anyone. His action, luckily or unluckily, resulted in putting Hermione in harm's way. He wasn't to blame. He couldn't control who was in the bathroom or where the troll would go. He just set the troll loose to cause a distraction while he was carrying out his evil plan.
Well, you see, you do not think Quirrell is to blame, but what if his actions resulted in my death? Then, would you say you would not blame Quirrell for releasing such a dangerous troll nonchalantly?
Right. I read about this in the book of Nagel. The way Nagel would explain this moral luck situation would be something like this. If Quirrell released a troll from the dungeon, and the troll didn't hurt anyone but only ruined the bathroom where Hermione was in, then Quirrell would consider himself morally lucky. If there were people in that bathroom and the troll killed or harmed any of them, then Quirrell would be morally unlucky. Still, when you think about it, if Quirrell were caught in either of those situations and punished for his actions, he would not be punished as harshly if no one was killed. That is the point of Nagel's argument. He is arguing that it is absurd to hold Quirrell morally responsible for his actions if Quirrell's punishment depends on the outcome of his action and the presence of people in that bathroom.
Wow, Ron, I'm so proud of you. You actually read! Just to clarify for you Potterheads out there, what Ron just explained is called resultant luck, which concerns the consequence of one's actions and situations.
Mrs. Malfoy, I never figured out why you decided to save me in that forest by lying to Voldemort. I was so close to dying in Voldemort's hands.
The boy, is he dead? Is he alive?
My son. Is my son alive?
Yes.
My lord, the boy is dead.
Harry, I never wanted you dead.
What do you mean?
Voldemort wanted you dead, not I. I cannot say that I was devoted to Voldemort's campaign to eliminate all the muggles in the world. That was why I decided to help you. Yes, it is true that I was once part of Voldemort's army, but it was not by choice. My husband strongly believed in the notions of blood purity and the superiority of pure-blooded wizards. Lucius joined Voldemort's army because they shared the same views. My husband gladly assisted and served Voldemort as a faithful Death Eater because of that. As his wife, I was obligated to join Voldemort's side as well.
So, you're saying that you would not have joined Voldemort's army if the circumstances were different and Voldemort was not in power?
Of course I would not have. I do everything for my family. I joined Voldemort's campaign because of my husband. If my husband were not so passionate about the campaign, I would never have associated myself with the Dark Lord. My son was in the army as well. I love my son and did not want him to get hurt, so I also joined to protect him.
This seems like the perfect example of circumstantial luck. Since your choice was based on the situation you were in and the dilemma that you faced, you were placed in a situation where Voldemort happened to be in power. Moreover, although you did not fully support Voldemort's campaign to massacre Muggles, you were forced to join the campaign because your husband and son were strong supporters of the cause. You had no choice at the time. It was join Voldemort's regime or die.
Tell me, what would I get if I added powdered root of asphodel to an infusion of wormwood? You don't know? Well, let's try again. Where, Mr. Potter, would you look if I asked you to find me a bezoar?
I don't know, sir.
And what is the difference between monkshood and wolfsbane?
I don't know, sir.
Pity. Clearly, fame isn't everything, is it, Potter?
That Snape, I swear, he's trying to make my life difficult.
What's Snape's got against you anyway, Harry?
I don't know, but I haven't done anything to him.
Huh, I wonder. Maybe that's just how he is. Either way, it's still bloody terrifying. Harry! Oh no! Who could be doing this?
Snape looks awfully suspicious. He's not breaking eye contact. You must be trying to jinx Harry's broom. He's been out to get Harry this whole time. It makes perfect sense. They're going to move for Murray.
Snape, you're on fire!
Wow, so it really was Snape.
But was it really Snape? You see, Snape was actually chanting the counter curse to save Harry. It was none other than Quirrell, who was trying to knock Harry off his broom. But why was Snape the immediate culprit and not Quirrell, when both were chanting and maintaining unbroken eye contact with the target? Snape simply was the victim of moral luck, constitutive luck, that is. His cold demeanor and personality, especially given how he treated Harry, made him an easy suspect. Yes, he does seem to be the type, doesn't he? Whereas Quirrell, who had no such bad reputation, who had shown no hint of being evil, was not thought of or sought out. No one saw it coming, did they? Greetings! Nagel argues that even our will seems to be the product of antecedent circumstances outside of our will's control. For example, our genetics, environment, upbringing, formative experiences, otherwise known as causal determinism. Here we can see an example of everyday interaction between Draco and his family.
Now listen, Draco. When you get to Hogwarts, stay away from all those muggles, muggleborns, half-breeds, blood traders, and anyone who supports them. They have no place in Hogwarts, and they should know it. I do not care what anyone says, not even Dumbledore. Those mugglers should not be there.
Yes, Father.
Now, Draco. Listen to your father. But remember, if there is anything you need while you are at Hogwarts, just let us know. Anything for my little boy.
Yes, Mother.
I still think Draco should attend Doomstrike Institute, where he will be away from all those muggleborns. Ugh, filthy Hogwarts.
No, Draco will go to Hogwarts, where he will be closer to home. I don't want my baby to be too far away from me.
The Malfoys spoiled their son, giving him the best of everything as far as material possessions go. Lucius bought broomsticks for the entire Slytherin Quidditch team when Draco made Seeker, and Narcissa often sent care packages to her son. The only hand-me-down thing Draco ever received was the old family prejudice against anyone who is not a pureblood witch or wizard, or anyone who supports these types of people. Lucius was cold criticizing his son for getting lower school marks than Hermione Granger, who was Muggle-born. Despite this, Draco greatly admired his father, often boasting about his influence and striving to be like him. Here we can see how Draco becomes Slytherin's Seeker. He taunts the Gryffindor team, and especially Hermione Granger.
Good, aren't they?
Yeah, so cool.
Perhaps the Gryffindor team will be able to raise some gold and get new brooms too. You could raffle off those clean sweep 5s. I expect the museum would bid for them.
At least no one on the Gryffindor team had to buy the way in. They got in on pure talent.
No one asked for your opinion, you filthy little mudblood.
Draco freely uses offensive name-calling such as Mudblood, meaning a wizard who was born of non-magical parents. He's also constantly sneering at the Weasleys for their poverty. Draco Malfoy is clearly a Death Eater, as he has no compassion, and he's happy to mock people he thinks are lower than he is, which he believes means everyone. Draco Malfoy, a Death Eater at 16 years old. His character's flaws are many. He's a bigot, a snob, and a bully. We see that with Draco's predetermined free will. He did not deliberately choose to be the horrible person that he is. He comes from a wealthy family, was nurtured in an environment where his parents are bigots themselves, and also belittles everyone that crosses his path. Draco's will are products of his antecedents. He has bad moral luck, and others could argue that he was perhaps born this way.
I'm beautiful in my way, 'cause God makes no mistakes. I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way. Don't hurt yourself and regret, just love yourself and you're set. I'm on the right track, baby, I was born